Hey, what's going on? You're listening to Unlocked Radio right here on the Morning Show Central Radio Network. As you already know, my name is Korikeyo Ando. No, it's not. And my co-host here is known as Atsutani Ichimonji. Am I pronouncing that right?
Close enough.
He's basically he's cool. You know, he's a cool dude. He's got the names and stuff. Chip and King. He's King Charles.
I'm also Dumbledouche.
Speaking of which, it is Monday, November 18th, 2013, and guess what? William Tell shot an apple off his son's head 760 years ago today. I bet you didn't know that, did you? And Christopher Columbus first sighted the island known as Puerto Rico 520 years ago today. And 519 years ago, King Charles VIII, he occupied Florence, Italy, and then a bunch of stuff happened between Ezio Auditore and the Borgias, right?
Yeah.
King Chip. Today is
also King Philip, if you want to know my middle name.
Ooh, his middle name is Percival Wilbus Bryan. But yeah.
Something like that.
Today is a special day, but not because of any of that important history stuff, but because today's show is all about the new PlayStation 4. Woo! We are, let's see, what about our stuff? Like we got Facebooks and books with Facebook.
Yeah, wonderful.
We got
All right.
MySpace?
We don't have a MySpace. No. Why did you not make a MySpace? I handled all the other social networking things. Well, between me and station manager. Anyways, so like us on Facebook at facebook.com/unlockedradio. Follow us on Twitter at Unlocked Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UNLOCKEDRADIO. Unlocked Radio.
That's Papa Matcha.
Anyways, check out our website and get all the information that we plug here at unlockedradio.com. That is a www. Let us not forget about the other great shows here on Morning Show Central. Give a round of applause for High on Sports and everything in between.
Yeah,
sports.
Yeah, sports could talk about how much them Browns suck. All right.
They might get mad about it.
They might get mad about us saying that, but it's their own fault for being Browns fans.
Yeah, and then we got everything in between radio, which apparently now has a 24-hour text request line. So go ahead and you can text Mr. Von Erich all your informations and such.
And he'll forward your numbers to the FBI.
Yep.
Wait, is that right?
I think there was a parentheses. You weren't supposed to say that.
Oh, yeah, well. So that's, yeah.
My eyesight's getting a little bad. Also, check out morningshowcentral.com/watch to watch the show live. Or if you're on the go, download the TuneIn Radio app. Just go to the App Store, download TuneIn Radio, search morningshowcentral.com, and we're here. Check it out. You can also call into the radio station here, toll free at 888-668-0742, and you can be on the air live. I think we've had like 3 people call ever, and one of them dropped the call immediately, so...
Yeah, well, that's a shame. Today, though, on Unlocked Radio, we remember our favorite PlayStation 3 experiences. The Last of Us DLC Left Behind is coming soon. Destiny Beta launches first on the PS3 and PS4. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes features classic Snake. PlayStation 4 sells 1 million in its first day. Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remaster is pushed back to March of 2014. And we drool over the new PlayStation 4. But first, we want to introduce our reoccurring guest here. He seems to be pretty popular around here. Matthew Dixon, ladies and gentlemen. He's like a modern day MacGyver if MacGyver's mullet exploded in the middle of an airport today.
I'll go MacGruber and we'll call it even.
Close enough.
All right. Before we get started, let's hear. We got an advertisement from Lakewood Computers. Dixon, will you do the honors?
Absolutely. Lakewood Computers, located at 14035 Madison Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44107. You can reach them toll free at 1-855-580-0768. If you are in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computers in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, they've been providing us with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. We purchase and sell pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and we also offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. In addition to our cost-effective computers and computing products, we also provide service and repairs for HP LaserJet printers, a complete menu of personal as well as commercial computer repairs. With 29 years of professional experience, they are highly confident in our ability to enhance your overall computing experience. You can also check them out on the web, as all the kids are doing nowadays, at www.joeslakewoodcomputer.com.
The web. I'm Spidey.
Yeah, use the Spidey web. Don't use the Spidey web. Use the interweb. Interman? Is there a superhero called Interman?
There is now. He surfs around the web fighting injustice
Quick,
and blocking
copyright
porn
that
sites
before-
from your children.
Quick, copyright that before
Dibs.
Marvel grabs it.
Dibs, sons of bitches. Copyright Unlocked Radio and Morning Show Central.
Marvel probably already did that 10 years ago.
Probably. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. All right, let's get into the news.
DC made a superhero about a deaf guy. Come on.
They did. Actually, well, it's not necessarily news per se, but on Friday, a new generation began as the PlayStation 4 arrived. Though the PS3 won't be retired immediately, it will be pushed to the side of home and store shelves in favor of Sony's new console. So, to bid an affectionate farewell to the outgoing system.
Well, once the shelves are restocked, at least.
Yeah, once the shelves are restocked, that's going to take some time. They did better than PS3 did with that, but let's recall some of our favorite memories. I thought we should do that with the PlayStation 3. Like, what are your guys' favorite memories? Exclusives, complete franchises, or an action game that just refuses to be forgotten? Uncharted.
Yes, Uncharted.
It was probably one of my favorite things for PS3. Is probably the Uncharted series.
I really can't decide between Uncharted and Infamous. It's a really, really tough call.
Right.
I
Well,
love
Infamous is technically multi-console, though. Uncharted
No,
is
no,
exclusive.
Infamous.
Oh, no, it's
You're thinking of Prototype.
Prototype. Yes,
Yeah.
Prototype is the one that's multi-console. That is
Yeah.
the Infamous is the other PS3
Infamous
exclusive.
is so
They had a lot of really
epic.
good exclusives.
So epic.
I can rattle them off. There was Infamous, Uncharted, Resistance, Killzone, Last of Us, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two
Heavy
Souls.
Rain was so good.
God of War. How could we forget God of War?
Can't forget God of War. You also have the Kingdom
I
Hearts.
forget
set.
about that because
Kingdom
it started on
Hearts.
PS2. Like,
Right?
It's hard to remember God of War. I'm like, oh yeah, that is an exclusive. It's a Sony exclusive, not a PS3 exclusive.
Yeah.
But yeah, a really good game in the genre as far as just beat the crap out of them goes, and just solving puzzles, action adventure. I don't know. I can't talk right now. My tongue doesn't want to work with me here. This is.
And I'm the one who burned my tongue yesterday, so
Yeah, well.
So favorite moments.
Yes. For me, probably going to be the Uncharted series. It is as far as like cinematics goes, action-wise goes, like bringing back, like making me miss Indiana Jones and stuff like that. It's just so good, and pretty much every aspect, as corny as it is, and is like they try to really make you believe in the character, even though you're gunning down hundreds of enemies at once as a normal dude who just happens to be an archaeologist and stuff. But
He's a treasure hunter.
Well,
he hunts for fortune and fame, and anything that gets in his way kind of just dies.
so he's like
or
me.
gets laid. It's one of the two.
So he's like me.
yeah, hunts fortune and fame and ends up on Unlocked Radio.
Rape their churches and burn their women. I think
It's King
We're waiting
Chip.
for the
No, we're talking about King Chip.
much anticipated spinoff, Untombed.
Untombed.
With Lara Croft and Nathan Drake. Only hilarity and awesomeness can ensue.
Oh, I bet. Little tag team moments there. What else? What else do we really got? We talked about a Prototype. Heavy Rain's a big one for me. I always thought that was fun. It brought like QTE to an entirely different level, where it actually was. It was like it's kind of like you had two ways of looking at it. Either it was, why is my game so short? Like, why is my video game like only a little thing? Or why am I watching a 20-hour movie?
Yeah,
it was one of those two. Like, it's really cinematic. Like certain things where they did the motion controls, like that they tried to be really gimmicky about that. When PlayStation 3 first time.
That was when the PS Move system was going to be the controller of the future. And then
they said the same about the Wii.
Well,
Yeah.
but the Wii actually succeeded, and everyone else, Kinect made it, and then the Move was kind of shuffled off to the side.
Yeah. Actually, my favorite PlayStation moments include bashing PlayStation for having no games, and then getting my face bashed in later when they came out with better games. Bashing the Move because it sucked so much harder than the Kinect. Kinect was actually useful. And PlayStation Move commercials, too. That's the part that confused me.
Right. The PlayStation Network was another big one, where it started off as like it was
Just
kind
goes
of
on your games.
yeah.
online.
No one cared about it. Like it was in the shadow of the Xbox Live. Xbox Live had much better content and better availability for a price, of course. And then by the end of it. Like now they have like PlayStation Plus and everything, and they're just doing their tit for tat, doing exactly what Xbox Live does, but for free.
My favorite PlayStation moment was the fact that for the past 8 years, I was so glued to my Xbox 360, I wouldn't even look at a PlayStation. And then about 6 months ago, I got a PlayStation 3, and I sit here wondering, why the hell was I ever playing on Xbox?
Right.
Yeah,
It's hard to do now.
I was so absorbed in my 360, and it red ringed, and I fixed it, and then one of my friends, his red ring, so I bought that one off of him, fixed that, sold my original one, kept the new used one, I guess.
Did you glue pennies to the motherboard so it act as a heat sink?
No, I actually
Because that works.
I actually
for all of those at home who have a red ringed Xbox.
I actually replaced the heatsink entirely, and then used completely new thermal paste.
Nice.
So I decided not to go with cheap shit like they did. I went with actual real thermal paste, not melted down aluminum foil.
Hey, that 8 cents was the best 8 cents I ever spent, man.
Something like that. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot. People didn't realize how easy it was to actually fix the red ring. I did a lot of research online, figured it out. But so I bought an Xbox for I think $60 and fixed it and sold my old one for $120. So I mean, I made some money off that. But now I have the white one instead of the black one, so it makes me sad. Anyways, but I was so absorbed in my Xbox.
It's got to be a white one.
I know, right? My friend wanted the black one. He apparently preferred it. I don't know. I was neutral because whatever.
Once you go,
Hey, I went back, dude.
You go deaf?
well, evidently you red ring.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, so I remember all that stuff, and I was so absorbed, and you literally couldn't pry me away from my Xbox for more than 8 hours, at any point in time. And if I was away from my Xbox, I'd find someone else's to play, and yeah, you couldn't get me off of it. And I made fun of PlayStation so hardcore. I'd watch people play, and I'm like, this is stupid. Then I started dating my current girlfriend, started playing PlayStation. I'm like, once you get used to the controller, it's actually better. I don't.
Yeah, that's the only issue I've ever had with Sony. It's like I like their games and everything. It's like I did
Dude,
like, weigh the pros and
I
cons.
actually almost bought a controller for because my girlfriend only has the one, and I was going to buy her a new one, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy me one for her system, and I'm looking at the one that is identical to an Xbox controller.
The Afterglow or the Rock Candy?
I was
Exact
looking at
same
those.
thing
The
as
Afterglow,
an
yeah.
Xbox
Yeah,
controller.
just reaching
But it hooks to the PS, and it's like, all right, this is exactly what I want. Best of both worlds. I have my controller that I'm used to, and a better console to play it on. Because, like Rio was saying,
the biggest thing. Controller's the biggest issue.
Like I was-
I love
hate
the
reaching
PS4
in.
controller then, because that thing is sexy.
yeah.
Yes.
But like Rio was saying, with the PlayStation Network, like that alone actually got me to convert, on this next gen, setup, because Xbox One versus PS4, I was undecided because it's like, all right, I've been playing one, I've been playing the other, Xbox, PS3, whatever. All right, no problems. I like them both. I don't know which one I'm gonna get. Probably Xbox One, brand loyalty, whatever. Then it's like, hey, look, I actually looked into the PlayStation Network. Look, everything you get on Xbox Live by paying, you get for free on PlayStation Network.
And then you pay $50 a year for PlayStation Plus, and they just give you an entire
you get
library
you
of
get a
games.
ton of downloadable games. Plus,
This
you get
month
free
is
demos,
still
this, that, and the
Dragon's
other. It's
Dogma.
like, come on.
Yeah, no extra
So-
cost too, and you get all these. All right,
Yeah.
more on the PlayStation Network and the PS4 in a bit. Let's move on to some of our other things because we have an entire second half to talk about how awesome PlayStation's getting.
Yeah. All right. So during Thursday night's PlayStation All Access event on Spike, Naughty Dog co-founder Evan Wells revealed a brief teaser trailer for Left Behind, the upcoming prequel DLC episode for The Last of Us. The DLC will focus on Ellie's life before Joel when she was palling around.
Palling.
Is that how you spell palling?
around?
Yeah.
I don't know.
P-I-N-G.
I feel like there should only be one L there. I don't know. Anyways,
maybe.
palling around with her friend Riley, played by actress Yanni King. Yanni?
I'm not sure. No,
I'm
who
gonna go
knows?
with Yanni because it's 2 A's. Yeah. All right. Anyways, PlayStation blog confirms Left Behind is a single-player DLC campaign, Naughty Dog's first single-player DLC. Amazing that it's due in early 2014. Left Behind is included in the game's season pass, but Naughty Dog says if you're only interested in the single-player DLC, you can pre-order it starting November 19th on the PlayStation Store for $14.99. Which I gotta say, again, PlayStation Network. Look at that, you're getting a game for $15, and that's brand new at release. So, thank you, PlayStation, for stealing my heart.
Yeah, I still think, not just a real quick side note, I still think that I want the Xbox One also, because there's certain features that are really good, but this is the time where I really want to invest in both.
It's the only time it's actually really been super worth it for more than just the games, because they literally are built to do two completely separate things. The PlayStation 4 is meant to be your movie, media, entertainment hub, and the Xbox One is just your hub for everything else. Your cable, your TV, your PS4, if you want to hook it up and play it through that, because you can.
Yep.
Everything. It's literally,
It has
you have
replaced
a
a
living
receiver
room-
box.
Yeah, if you have a living room and you like sports, and then you want to do all the other stuff too, the Xbox One is where it's at.
Yeah.
But
Plus with the being able to connect to your cable, you can change the channel without the remote. Xbox, change to channel 176.
done.
Yeah. All right. Back to the PlayStation All Access event. There's a lot of stuff going on. Most of our stories are actually spawning from that, because that's the big thing. I think Believe Dixon has the next story over here.
Yes, which,
We're
by
actually
the way,
having
thank
our-
you for including me this
Yes,
time.
I felt like we
happy.
should give you a little bit of more spotlight this time. Let you put in some of the legwork.
Who knows? If he actually does, if he keeps up this work, we might actually make room and let him sit behind the counter with us.
I'd be
And
flattered.
get a third chair.
Yeah, we do need to get in the third director.
We'll make him
chair.
sit there.
okay.
We'll make him stand the whole time.
Hey, Von Erich does it, and he has a 2-hour show.
He
go.
does.
Well, okay, moving on. During the same All Access event by Sony on Spike TV, Bungie COO Pete Parsons presented an exclusive trailer for Destiny. But more importantly, after the trailer, Parsons announced that the first Destiny betas would be coming exclusively to PlayStation. The exact quote, "We're going to give first access to the PlayStation Nation, PS4 and PS3 owners. This Destiny beta is scheduled for early next year, folks, for those of you who want to get it on pre-order. The time frame should be late spring."
Yeah. See, and you know what? The good thing is, this is why we have him reading stuff, because half of that stuff isn't even in the actual article. He just
Yeah.
knows it, because resident gaming expert. You thought I was lying.
It is actually his job to know things about gaming.
Yes, they pay me. They pay me. So I know all about it.
Literally our gaming detective. He finds stuff out.
Yeah.
Our private eye, not private eye camera.
when you have a passion for something, you kind of have a knack for it. This man is gaming.
Knack?
So yeah,
Yep.
You want to talk about Knack now? Is that what's happening?
This is not where we talk about Knack. After the break, we can talk about Knack. All right. And other PlayStation 4 goodies. Keeping.
I gotta laugh though, because Bungie, Xbox typically is releasing an exclusive game for PlayStation, like at pre-access.
Sorry, Xbox, you couldn't keep it up, so she left you.
Yeah, it has actually more to do with the way they torrent and stream data on the Xbox versus the PS4. Because of Xbox's constant online connection, that boosts its performance. It's going to be a little hairy getting things out for the Xbox One, just because they have to program it slightly differently. It needs to be incorporated into the system a little different than it does for
AKA Bungie's going the easy way out and basically, saying, all right, Xbox, we've had a good run.
And they're giving much overdue love to Sony. Which
Yeah, that is very true. They wanted those two, and because they'll probably end up. They can easily go to both. They can go.
Yeah.
They can cover the entire basis. But right now, get in on PlayStation 4 while it's hot. Secure that market. That's the first rule of economics. Corner the market, jack the price. Well, not necessarily jack the price, but keep putting more stuff out, and then that's more people that want it.
Love us, Xbox. Love us, love us, love us. However, we need to part ways for the time being. We can still be friends.
Yeah,
but
we'll come back to you later.
Exclusive.
You'll be our rebound guy.
Yeah.
All right.
You're our rebound system.
More during the PlayStation All Access event on Spike. A few days ago, it was revealed that Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes will feature an exclusive classic Solid Snake skin on PlayStation. In addition to the skin, Hideo Kojima also revealed a PlayStation exclusive mission called Deja Vu. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes launches in the spring of 2014 for Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4. All across the board. So, is that really... I was looking... all the stuff that they were releasing for that, I feel like that was like the lightest jab that they could have thrown out.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, hold on.
Why?
Deja Vu. I feel like I've heard of this exclusive.
No.
What did he do there? Because I didn't see it.
Anyway, sorry.
No.
I had to get that cheesy, corny joke out of there. I'm sorry.
But no, seriously, Metal Gear Solid 5, hey, we're gonna extend our thing. Remember that we were talking about how they just tried to stretch it out and get as much as they could. Like, why couldn't you just include that in the game? Now they're going, oh, hey, we got classic Solid Snake skin, and do you care?
We can give you deja vu. Guess what? I'm going to punch you in the head and you're going to play that game again. Replay value. That's what I'm talking about.
As far as the big deal with that goes, everybody loves Metal Gear Solid. I mean, I didn't really get into the series, but I love the concept. Like, it's such a great idea in its entirety. And I think that
reenacting it in real
is
life.
the best way to get people in, because I'll be honest with you, it's probably going to release post E3.
Yeah.
And that's when they're gonna drop the bombs on you.
Oh, yeah.
That's when they're gonna show you all the new gameplay arcs and the new graphic system and the new operating in-game engine for the game that they made just for Metal Gear, which is really impressive too.
Basically, what they're doing is they're just going to be like, "Hey, keep us in mind because we've got a treat for you later." But I've actually, employed some, Metal Gear tactics while working. When I was in a warehouse, I actually decided to hide under a box to avoid detection.
Was this when you worked with me at the grocery store, Chip?
No, dude. I just slept on top of the pallet in the cooler. Everyone
I think it was to escape the rain and smoke a cigarette.
Well, everyone always wondered how I slept in the cooler, like in a t-shirt and cargo shorts. I'm just like laying in the cooler, passed out, and it's like 35 degrees, and everyone's like, "How?"
It's because he was drunk. I mean, what?
Just a box.
I was not drunk
The manager
all the
comes
time.
in. Ba-ding!
But no, when I was working in a different warehouse, I actually would, hide under a refrigerator box and take a nap.
All right. Taking naps under boxes aside, let's talk about how many boxes of PlayStations were shipped.
Oh, right.
I think Chip's got this story because there's a lot.
I believe this
lot
is
better than
me.
PS3 did because they had the ability to. But let's hear it.
All right, so this morning, Sony announced that PlayStation 4 sales reached 1 million mark during the console's first 24 hours at retail, aka sold the fuck out. PlayStation 4 launched here in North America on November 15th, so that figure is restricted to the US and Canada consoles. The console comes to Europe on November 29th and Japan on February 22nd. Why it's coming to Japan late? That last,
Sony
yeah.
did
It's
last.
in Japan. Maybe they just want to make sure that we all have them. Because I'm assuming some of the PlayStation executives have leaked a couple of them out to their friends.
Do you know why it comes to Japan last? Because Nintendo owns Japan.
Yeah, well.
It's true. Like, literally, the reason that Japan gets everything else later than we do is because Nintendo just owns all of it.
Well, apparently Nintendo owns France now as well.
They do have 75% market share in Europe, too. It's kind of nuts.
Damn.
It's nuts.
They're not doing
All
so
right,
hot here though.
Nintendo is apparently monopolizing the game market aside from the United States, which is apparently half of the world's gaming market.
Monopoly for Wii U. So.
Great, now they've got us too. Anyways, so the SCEA president and CEO Jack Tretton,
Jack Tretton.
I'm really bad at pronouncing people's names today. I don't know why. Anyways, is predicting 3 million in sales by the end of the year. And with the European launch still to come, that's looking increasingly realistic. Sony targets that figure to rise to 5 million by the close of the company's fiscal year in March of 2014, by which point the consoles will have released in Japan. Honestly, if they had more on the shelves, they probably would have sold more here.
Right.
You could probably reach 5 million if you had the product, but we ran out. So supply and demand. Anyways, I actually know someone that's selling a couple of PlayStation 4s and Xbox Ones once they're released because they pre-ordered a pile of each. So hit me up if you're interested, and I'll send you the information.
Corner the market.
I will send you the information so that you can
Pay
potentially
more money than what they're worth.
Yes, and get your greedy little fingers on them. Anyways, so according to data gatherer NPD, Sony only sold 197,000 PS3 units to the US in the first 2 weeks of availability, with shortages of supply to blame. Around this time last year, the Wii U sold 425,000 units in the US within its first week at retail, and with Nintendo going on to ship 3 million units worldwide by the end of 2012.
Yeah. And yet PlayStation 4 does 1 million in 24 hours.
Those are all sold out. If you remember from last week, though, those are all sold out prior to release. That was a big qualm with the company that I work for. We were sold out, and we were so sold out. My store had 9 extras, and they were gone at 5
12,
minutes.
15?
No, they were gone. When we started the pre-ringing earlier in the day. They were sold out 5 minutes after we started the pre-ring process. So
there we go.
They were sold out pretty quick.
Yeah,
Well, geez.
It wasn't actually the first 24 hours. It was actually more like the first 5 hours. And that's because we have 5 time zones.
Wow. All right. So obviously, some people are going to have to wait for some more PS4s.
Again, if you want one, hit me up. I know where to get them.
If you're willing to wait, you can always wait till March for the impending infamous Second Son bundle.
Hey,
But you
She'll
didn't
be
hear
in
that
bundle
from the
too.
gaming expert.
Hey, you're killing the market buzz here,
Doesn't
man.
matter. Watch Dogs is coming out then too. You'll have more reasons to buy it, so do that. But
I got people trying to hustle, man. All
right.
You guys are ruining this for me.
And I think Dixon has another thing about stuff we gotta wait for.
That's my job. I don't want you undercutting my market.
Hey,
but anyway.
I'm trying to get you to not undercut my market.
Okay, but moving on. Finally, we'll talk about Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remake, which now unfortunately won't reach North America and Europe until March of 2014. And that date is for the PS3 version only. As it stands, the PS3 HD compilation of the two games hits North America on March 18th, 2014, and then Europe 3 days later on the 21st. Sources have reached out to Square Enix about the Vita version, which, like the PS3 version, was originally due here in the States later this year. Square Enix's website for the game still lists it for Vita, but today's announcement specifies the PS3 version only. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered is due on both PS3 and Vita in Japan next month on December 26th.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people are actually really looking forward to those. It kind of sucks. Again, another thing that people got to wait for.
Yep.
But
a lot of waiting in this.
But all those
right
waits
now.
are they're really good waits.
Yeah.
They're things that we're going to anticipate and we're going to be buzzing about forever because obviously these things are huge. So we're just kind of working our way up to that.
I still think that a remake though, that kind of a wait's going to bother me more than it's going to be.
You know why they're pushing it back? And this is purely speculation, but this is partially why Watch Dogs was pushed back as well. When you're doing, like for Final Fantasy, when you're doing an HD remake, or for Watch Dogs, when you're doing a game in HD fully the whole way through, no component composite, whatever to it, it's just HD, 1080p at 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
If you have the slightest glitch in your graphical processing, it can mess up the entire rest of the game. Watch Dogs was pushed back till this spring because of just such an error. You reached a spot in the gameplay and you had like a 1 in 10 chance of it glitching, and it was so irreparable that like none of the things would load or render correctly for the rest of the game. So instead of releasing that on the market and telling people that they had to patch it, they felt it was a wiser decision to withhold the copies and put it out later. And I'm sure it's some kind of thing like that for an HD remake, because you have to make sure that everything you have in your game carries appropriately so that the two crappiest Final Fantasies ever made aren't worse on your HD remake. Personal opinion.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather not have to patch my fucking game. I buy my game. I don't want to spend 10 minutes goddamn patching it. I don't want to find out there's a glitch while I'm playing it.
Very true.
Pokemon got me with that a little bit. It's like, all right, there's a fucking glitch. It's apparently a really minor one, but you still got to, it's still best if you patch it just in case of that, like 1 in 200,000 chance you get it.
Yeah. And it's also great for the people like me who don't have internet in their homes right now, because I just moved and I have no way to patch things.
Right.
So,
You're just stuck with it.
Take it up to McDonald's, plug it in.
They don't like me doing that all the time, and even my coffee shop's getting a little irritated because I'm broke and I don't have enough money for coffee.
it all depends on how much schmoozing you do with the employees. But yeah.
See, I don't know. Those are just certain things. Like, I don't know if I'd be looking forward to that. Watch Dogs, I'm definitely looking forward to, because that's something that you really want it to be perfect. But things.
And that's by the makers of the original Assassin's Creed. So the guys who made 1 and 2 are also the guys who are making Watch Dogs. So if you liked Assassin's Creed 1 or 2, or if you're like me and love both of them, despite the repetitiveness of 1, you will thoroughly enjoy Watch Dogs.
Well, I actually, on that note, and talking about Assassin's Creed. All right, well, I guess I'll talk about that after the break.
Yeah, when we come back, we're talking about all the brand new PS4. All the stuff that includes it, all the things that we didn't have time to mention in this half. We're going to be talking about those with the luscious Matthew Dixon. Be grateful your girlfriend doesn't look like George St. Pierre after Saturday night's UFC fight, and wait patiently for us to come back from break. You're listening to Unlocked Radio. We'll be back in 10.
Gun Show!
Something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more.
I can almost taste it.
Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Oh, great. Not another farm bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one farm bill request at a time. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. User-friendly and ready to serve. morningshowcentral.com. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768. MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out. Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. Call the show toll free, 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com.
Yo, it's Woody. Now, I know a thing or two about women, and I want to help all the ladies out there take care of their men. Happy Endings Orgasmically Organic Massage Oil.
Yeah, I said orgasmically organic, made
made right here in Cleveland. Now, no other product delivers this level of purity and performance. It's guaranteed to improve your overall experience and keeps that sensitive skin soft and smooth. Guys, don't be a tool. You're doing it anyway. Might as well do it right. Get your happy ending at happyendingsoil.com. That's happyendingsoil.com. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
And we are back with more Unliked Radio right here at Morning Show Central Radio Network. Before the break, we talked about PlayStation 3 experiences, The Last of Us, Left Behind, Destiny, Metal Gear Solid 5, Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remaster, and we talked a little bit about the new PlayStation 4. Now, we're talking with an expert, a professional, a friend, a maniacal scientist, dare I say, a sensitive lover, Matthew Dixon, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Thank you, Rio.
All right, well, before we go into that, I actually, because he mentioned Assassin's Creed, I wanted to bring up something. I recently discovered a...
During the break, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I recently actually discovered a YouTube channel that I fell in love with called Game Theory. They're absolutely wonderful, and they actually have multiple different people posting on there. One of them is called The Exchange, and he covers cultural effects and historical relevances to video games. And apparently the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag was the target of this last week's episode that they posted. So it's a 10-minute long video explaining the historical background behind that. Definitely interesting watch. I recommend it. I believe on our Facebook, somehow one of their videos got linked to our Facebook. That was the Mario is a communist one. That was one that was done actually by Game Theory. I also watched the Why Mario is Insane. Definitely good to watch these things. Majora's Mask Link is Dead. I've watched a lot of their videos, and let me tell you guys, definitely worth sitting down and watching. So shout out to them. Game Theory, you've got my attention.
All right, so you definitely check those things out. Evidently, there's links to it on our Facebook page.
Well,
we'll provide a more direct link after the show.
There's one, but we'll figure that. We'll get that later.
Obviously, our Chip here, our co-host, he is he's obviously following it a little bit more. I'm gonna have to check it out. In the meantime, he'll be able to post up a couple of links to some really good ones. Be sure to check those things out. In the meantime, we are talking.
I'll post my favorites.
About PlayStation 4. Matthew Dixon, you were there firsthand. You know about all the stuff coming out. You got to see firsthand how fast they were flying off store shelves. You got to see.
I'm sold out. My whole company's sold out. It's great.
You got to see. You got to play it with friends and actually get a hands-on look at it and everything. I got to kind of sit in the back row and watch a couple things. And we talked a little bit about it before the show about a couple things. Pros and cons to it, things that we liked, things that we didn't. What was it like getting it, just the unboxing of it and seeing it being played through and everything for the first time?
The hookup was surprisingly easy. One HDMI cable, one power cable, you're good to go. It was really nice.
Just like my 360.
Lots of features that remain. The rechargeable controllers. Sony hit a winner with that one. They're not trying to sell you on tons of accessories. They just want to give you a product that works and works well. So you have the controller.
They want you to enjoy their games.
That was actually out of the box. That's the first thing we should probably talk about is the controller for the PS4. It is the most beautiful controller I think I've ever put my hands on. It has an ergonomic design. It's a little bit heftier this time and a little bit chunkier, so people who are coming over from the Xbox are going to have a lot easier time trying to use it. It has indented thumb pads on the dual joysticks, so this way your fingers won't slip off when you're trying to do precise motions and things like fighting games.
It doesn't hurt your thumbs as much over a long period of time of play.
Less
they
callousing.
are spaced apart better. Your triangle, circle, X, square buttons are actually finally perfectly evenly apart, which has not happened before on a DualShock controller. In addition to that, they added a touchpad, which is exactly like a mouse pad. It has a clickable right click, left click, and it has compatibility with games, as well as your home screen, which is a patch to come. But it's essentially going to be your web browsing base.
Okay. Good
which
stuff.
We actually did a entire episode on, most of an episode on the PlayStation 4 controller alone. If you guys remember us talking about the
different
most
controllers.
it was various controls. The PS4 controller was our main focus on that.
Did we do it with the Steam controller and how they had all that touchscreen stuff going on?
We did, yeah.
And then we touched, they kind
but
of
the PlayStation one, it was actually a little bit more in depth, especially with reassigning the points. I believe there was also 4 clickable corners on the
That was the
PlayStation
Steam
screen.
controller that had the
that was the Steam. Okay,
The Steam controller has the 4 clickable corners,
and
then
it's a
it
touch
indents.
screen at the same time.
All,
Okay, yeah.
All your controls are thumbsticks are an indented thumb pads.
Yes.
Weird, but could be cool. But I've heard of lots of latency issues from people that I know that are beta testing it.
See, I actually really like that idea, so I'm definitely looking forward
Fully
to that.
customizing it was awesome. The fact that there's like 32 different things you can customize on there, tons of different combinations.
So much better than the Jaguar.
Give me my Power Glove back.
Right.
About you, but no. All right, so PlayStation 4 controller working really well. A bit larger and heavier than you're saying than the original PlayStation controllers were.
Still smaller than the Xbox.
Yep. Two last things that should be mentioned. The D-pad now has indents in the center of each of the buttons, so that when you're playing a fighting game, you don't have to press right and down simultaneously.
Yeah, I did notice there was a significant
thumb.
improvement on the D-pad.
You can just wiggle your thumb and you'll do a down forward motion or a down back motion for fighting
not
games.
as bad as how the 360 D-pad is not as bad as that.
Yeah, it's not.
I know it sounded like he was describing it that way, but it's not. I thought that too.
No,
because the D-pad is actually slightly indented to begin with, it actually creates more of a round concave curve, so it goes naturally with your thumb.
You have your normal layout for the buttons just like on the 3, but then as the button goes in towards the center of the controller, so you work your way from the out to the in, it starts to slope. So that this way, it's not, you don't have to raise it or lower it. It's just you can play on the buttons where you want. If you're like me and you suck at fighting games and you can't wiggle move that fast, you can still push over and down at the same time and get that motion. But if you're really good and you need something like a fight stick to improve your skill, now you can use the PS4 controller and just go boop boop and you're done.
Right.
So fight stick sales may drop.
Yes. Nah, maybe not.
So
probably not.
The last thing is they took the R2 and L2 buttons and instead of doing bumpers, they made them more trigger oriented and flat so that they work and reflex like triggers, and then when you set it down, it doesn't fast forward or skip scenes in your movies.
That's all. Yeah, I thought a good really thing to have.
Again, similar to the Xbox. So apparently they took the hybrids from both. The best
of both worlds.
Yeah, they took the best of PlayStation and the best of Xbox, and they're like, hey, PlayStation Premiere.
Now, so obviously the controller, really good peripheral, really good thing they added to it. I was talking to you, Dixon, earlier before the show about one of the opposite things of that, which is the PS4 camera, which I said, live streaming aside, I'm not really that impressed with it. I don't think that it's going to be anything that I'd really want to use. However, on the positive side, doing the social networking part of it, really good, and being able to use that real name feature is awesome.
You can use your real name feature to put over your PSN tag. You can link your PlayStation account with your Facebook and MySpace to actually provide your profile picture for what people see on the PSN, and to whenever you get an achievement like an Xbox, and I know PS3 and Xbox did this prior, but now you can sync them, so as you hit a trophy in the game, it will automatically post to your Facebook.
Right. The video
you can brag to all your friends.
Great. So more updates on my Facebook about achievements. Hey, so-and-so beat level 256 on Candy Crush, and so-and-so unlocked this trophy on PlayStation.
Another nifty trophy feature they added is they added rarity to the trophies now, so you can see compared to the rest of the PlayStation network how many people, what percent of the population that have played the game have earned that trophy and how rare or difficult it is. So if it's a bronze trophy, which is for those of you who play Xbox, your little 5G, I turned on the game achievements, or I shot somebody in the head achievement, they'll show you that and it'll show 97 percentile of these people playing have gotten this. But then it'll also show you the achievements that are harder to find, this bronze trophy, it's a hidden trophy, and only 0.2% of everyone who's played the game at this point in time has earned this award. So it gives you kind of a more detailed look at how you're doing compared to other gamers on the web if you're like me and you like to hoard trophies and achievements in every game you play.
It's becoming more of the competitive market, which makes more sense because it has the free online featuring. So PlayStation, congratulations.
Well, the PlayStation Online, that should be amended. It's only free for everything except for multiplayer.
Yeah, they have a premium version of the PlayStation Plus now. I'm pretty sure you can't even game online.
You can do everything online with the exception of multiplayer, without PS Plus. The reason you need PS Plus now on the PS4 to play multiplayer games is because they have taken another page out of the Xbox book and they've said, you know what? We're sick of the cheating. We're sick of the hacking. We're sick of people lagging out. We're sick of independent hosting. We now have 300,000 servers, just like Microsoft, that you're paying for, that's dedicated to making your online gaming experience the best they can be.
Not to mention all the stuff it adds with it, like no longer having to pay for individual gaming subscriptions. It all puts in there. PlayStation Plus, and you guys are going to love this, also now includes Netflix. You don't actually have to have them separately. They actually puts that for you. So no, you're no longer paying for, okay, I'm paying for my PlayStation Plus. Then I'm paying, you still do have to pay for your own internet. But you don't have to pay for, an Ubisoft player pass. You don't have to pay for an EA Sports season pass. You don't have to pay for a Netflix and then a Hulu and everything. It includes pretty much almost everything you need with it, except for, of course, your internet service provider itself.
Which should be noted for people who need to know the difference. It will only pay or cover your Netflix account on your PlayStation or on your Xbox, respectively, because Xbox is doing the same thing. It will only cover it on your console. So if you still want to use it as on your laptop, on your TV, on your Roku box, things like that,
that's your own Netflix.
You still have to have that Netflix subscription, but it is really nice for people who just want the all-in-one experience that they will get that now from their consoles.
Well, most of my friends that watch Netflix and stuff anyways, they're watching it on their system, on their computer or on their TV. So guess what? You've just eliminated the need for most of my friends to even pay for a Netflix account. Now you can just play it on your system right there, done.
And why not for $50 a year?
And free games and discounts on the PSN and now better multiplayer.
Right. Why not? We've definitely seen some major upgrades in this generation console. However, we still have to see Xbox's side of this, which I believe we'll be covering next week.
We will be covering the next week. Comes out the 22nd.
This Friday.
And so we will be seeing what all happens with that. And then probably shortly thereafter, after we have next week's episode dedicated to Xbox One, we may have to do a butting heads, see which one wins. We may even have people on the air to help debate that. I mean, you guys can call in and do that too. But let's talk about what we're looking forward to the most. What are we looking forward to the most as far as PS4 comes out? Besides what's coming out at launch, but in the next, let's say in the next 2 to 3 months.
Let's go 6 months because the support in the next couple months is mostly download titles, which is great, and a lot of them are PC crossovers. You'll see PlanetSide 2 coming to the console, as well as Warframes, and there's one other one that I can't think of right now, and I should have written it down. But they're all PC titles that are currently free to play on the PS3 or PS4 if you have a Plus membership. Oh wait, you need one anyway, and it comes with a 30-day Plus membership for those of you looking to go out and buy one, so you don't have to worry about that expense right off the rip.
Yep, it saves you a month's worth of bill, which you can then since you bought the system, now you've saved $30, which you can use for your next month.
Yeah, well, it's $10 a month if you buy it, $20 for a 3-month card, $50 for a year card. So by the year, it's way more cost effective.
Well, obviously, even Xbox does that, but granted, they're not quite as cost effective.
Because that's the thing is what PlayStation Plus is doing really well is that those games and everything you're getting is at no extra cost after you buy PlayStation Plus. That's a really good part.
It's great too, and it's kind of funny when Microsoft released their games with gold. You're getting Assassin's Creed 2 and Crackdown 1 and 2 and games that we played 6-7 years ago. But Sony actually has exclusive licensing with these companies to premiere their games on the PS Plus network for free. Which is really cool, and it actually helps them to drive sales for more than just Sony, which is really, really nice. And other companies are starting to realize the benefits of putting their things out there free to play, so people can get their hands on it.
Or at least, for the free demo.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but if you had to say top three things you're most looking forward to with PlayStation 4 coming up.
Infamous Second Son, gotta be number one. Infamous Second Son, man. There is not going to be a game out there in the next year that's going to hit as hard as Infamous. This game is introducing tons of new features. It has probably the most eclectic array of powers for a main character that you can possibly have. The storyline, if you've ever played the other Infamous games, takes a different turn. You're not following Cole McGrath anymore. You're following a new kid called Deslin. He is a street tagging artist when it comes to graffiti and things like that, and that shows through heavily in the character and the powers he can use. In this, the Spike sneak peek, they also showed a trailer for Infamous Second Son, it premieres his new power. He can literally bend the atoms in neon. and he can control them and contort them to any way, shape, or form he desires. So that's how you're going to get the similar electrical effects of Cole McGrath. That's how you get your skating on power wires and things like that. But it also takes it a step further in the fact that he can make weapons and bullets and all kinds of other crazy things out of neon to go along with his smoke powers.
To make it look even prettier.
Yeah, and not only does it look pretty,
like dubstep guns.
It actually retains the color of the neon you pull too. So if you pull like pink neon out of a window sign and hit somebody with it, your bolt is pink, and then they splash damages them with pink, and then they're just pink dead.
All right, so we officially have Unicorn Death.
Yes.
This is like Golden Sun paintball mode, or not Golden Sun, Goldeneye. How did I mix those two up?
Because we were talking about Infamous Second Son, and Golden Sun was also a great game. But all right, number two.
Number two is going to have to be Destiny. I know we already touched on that briefly. Destiny is probably going to be the biggest open world game you'll ever play. I think it's going to put Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption and all those other open world games to shame. Literally, there are multiple planets in this game that you get to explore, and it's the full planet.
So more so than just like Mass Effect.
Yeah, more so. I was about to reference Mass Effect. It's like Mass Effect, except for you have the entire planet, not just a segment. And what's also really cool about that is the fact that that game, aside from it's got the best elements of Borderlands, Halo, and Defiance. I'm sure you've talked about Defiance on the show before. It's going to be massive multiplayer online of your choosing. It's meant to be played both single player and cooperatively, which is nice. You can be a space wizard, which is like a Spartan mixed with Ganondorf or Gandalf, whichever your favorite G wizard is. But it's just like that. And then you also have the giant open world drop-in events from Defiance. So you'll be walking through a level. There's a loot system just like Borderlands. Your first-person shooting RPG just like Borderlands. But it's Halo graphics, so everything is really done well. Giant spacing, arcing environments, along with really great attention to detail in everything that you're doing. The character loadouts are amazing and completely customizable depending on whatever you want. Everything from color to gun parts to just about anything you can imagine putting in a game. And then
futuristic
that,
Skyrim is what I'm getting here.
Pretty much, but then it goes a step further. When you're playing online with an open NAT type so other people can hop into your game, you'll come across events that are like, just for the sake of imagery, a scarab tank would drop down from the sky. And then, they're huge, and you have to fight it by yourself. But when you're playing online, other people will hop into your world and help you fight the event. And the more people you have, the more loot that you get respectively, and the easier it is. But on top of that, the loot for those events is proprietary. So this way, when you're playing with all these other people who may have just randomly jumped into your world, you don't have to worry about them stealing all of your cool stuff. It will be completely proprietary per game console. So, I mean, like, you might have to worry about your best friend sitting next to you picking up that sniper rifle you need. But I'm pretty sure since it's your game and your system, you could probably twist his arm and get that back.
All right, so number three.
Number three, the next big thing for I can't talk now either. Thanks, guys. It's contagious.
Hey, I haven't had that issue yet. Knock on wood.
The next thing I want to talk about, looking towards PS4, that'll come out end of this year, is going to be Final Fantasy 15. It's coming at the end of this coming year. Saw the trailers for that. It's going to be a year from today. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, this is something you really should be looking forward to. It's the first time in the series that they're taking a huge step in a new direction that hopefully not all of you are going to hate.
Please be the combat. Please be the combat.
It is the combat.
Yes!
The combat system is going to be a lot more reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts, based on the fact that Square Enix is owner of both of those.
It's going to remind me of Tales of Symphonia.
Kind of. You'll see a lot of the QuickTime events from Kingdom Hearts 2, along with the basic free-flowing style of combat that you would play with as Sora in Kingdom Hearts. You'll see also a lot more in-depth companion control, which is, a big staple of Final Fantasy. So you'll have a lot more in-depth party control. You'll have a lot more freedom of motion and movement in combat as the main character. And then it's Square Enix, so it's going to be pretty. It's going to be one of the best-looking games out there for the 4, and it is rumored, I haven't confirmed it yet, that it has its own gaming engine, just like Metal Gear Solid and Destiny.
Yep. Which is apparently a huge thing on the for the new PlayStation 4 games. They are doing a lot of new game engines. Definitely cool on that. But I'm actually more excited. The Final Fantasy 15, amazing. I watched trailers for that. It looks incredible. However, I am more excited about the new Kingdom Hearts that will be released on the PlayStation 4.
It will be actually on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep.
It will be released in middle of 2015. So there's something else to look forward to, everybody.
All right, guys.
That's
well,
sorry.
that's all right.
We're all talking over each other.
Yep. So we got Rio, me, Chip, and our beautiful, beautiful host, Matthew Dixon. Let's see. We got to take care of some stuff real quick. Like us on Facebook at Unlocked Radio, Twitter at Unlocked Radio, YouTube at youtube.com/Unlocked Radio. Don't forget to check out the other great shows here on morningshowcentral.com. High on Sports is up next, followed by everything in between. And, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
about
very
it.
much.
Again, Rio and
Love
Chip
you
for having
guys.
me on your show.
Yep. Have a good night. We gotta learn how to
Take
say
it easy,
tonight
everybody.
again now. It's all winter.
Tune in next week, Xbox One.
Xbox One.